The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest.
Barcelona against Arsenal.
Well, Colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So it's down to business here. According to what we've been told, this is how it looks. It's a 4-3-3.
Yes, and the importance of this formation is not to allow the midfield three and the attacking three to become too detached from one another. If that happens, then pressure can quickly be applied via the counter-attack, and you can be exposed defensively. So compactness can't be compromised, and you need talkers in this team. You need leaders and people that are willing to organise things very quickly.
Cleared without complication.
I still feel that this man Diego Forlan is a little unappreciated, Peter, despite all of his achievements.
Why might that be?
I suppose the fact that success came slowly, his career has been a tale of patience and early setbacks, but that's what made him what he is now. In many ways, it's made him much stronger.
That has been knocked clear. Crossed in again. And that should get the job done. McAllister is always scanning the pitch for targets. That ball looks a good one. And he's well positioned here. And he's quick to get it clear again.
Well, both teams are proceeding with caution, but there's plenty of time to wait for some attacking purpose.
Romario. And here's Torres. And he's heaved it away and smartly reclaimed. Cafu. And the pass is intercepted. McAllister, and it's De Bruyne.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And played cross-field, changing the point of attack. Now it's Romario, now it's Del Piero. Not the most accurate pass. Now it's Forlan. It's a pretty loose pass. Still looking for the first breakthrough, and it is nearly half-time now. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Del Piero. That's a cute ball. And he's cut it out. Van Dijk. Inzaghi might just make this to McAllister.
He looked rushed. He should have waited for some movement.
Oh, good-looking ball. McAllister. McAllister. And we hit half-time. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
Well, there's no way to disguise the fact that they've been poor. Not a single shot on goal tells you all you need to know, Peter. Everything seems a little hurried to me, a little rushed, panicked even at times.
An intriguing half, lacking only in goals. The score 0-0. And the game has already resumed here.
Well, I suppose from a defensive perspective, Peter, neither manager can be too unhappy. I just wonder which team is going to up the ante first. Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
Oh, this looks sharp. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. That's really well manoeuvred. Mateus plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Quarter of an hour into the second half. Very few chances to talk of, Jim. Defence is, it seems, on top here.
Well, I think it's a fair reflection on what we've seen so far. Neither side has produced that many efforts at goal simply because respective defences have been strong.
Rijkaard cuts it out. Howson gets it away. Fernando Torres. Probing pass. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Has a look and plays it forward. Del Piero. And here's Romario. Mateus puts his foot on the gas.
That's just playing it safe and simple. Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure. Arsenal really aren't making anything meaningful of their time on the ball.
That is a brilliant interception. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Barcelona clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And here's De Bruyne. And the shot! Yes, he's done it! And that might well be that! Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
Well, we could be a little critical of that defence then, but the timing was pretty much perfect.
Substitution for Barcelona, number 8, Mateus. Number 11.
Both sides then taking this chance to turn to their benches. Arsenal take the lead. Now it's just a question of holding on.
Well, the last moments now, Peter, are going to be very frantic. There's still time for a twist or two yet.
And with that, the final whistle. Relief, finally. Now at last they can enjoy the taste of victory. Fingernails bitten. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football. And we're about to be dished up a feast of it. And we're underway. It does seem to be a 4-3-3, Jim.
Yes, and the importance of this formation is not to allow the midfield three and the attacking three to become too detached from one another. If that happens, then pressure can quickly be applied via the counter-attack, and you can be exposed defensively. So compactness can't be compromised, and you need talkers in this team. You need leaders and people that are willing to organise things very quickly.
Now it's Torres. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Well, here's a guy who's come as close as you can to perfecting the game, though his demeanour could barely be more modest. He really is every bit the anti-Galactico.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think that he's one of the great all-time midfielders until you actually see what he does on the pitch. Royalty.
Andres Iniesta. Few do it better than him. Some say nobody has done it better than him. Thuram kept his eye on it, and he's there. McAllister is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
McAllister. He can get that clear.
Well, neither team has yet managed to impose any authority, and as a consequence, this game's just drifted.
Oh, easy pickings there. Traumeri. Iniesta. Madrid's possession football, Jim, we're seeing plenty of it. What is it, though, that really makes it work?
Well, for me, what makes it work is the fact that everyone in this team has the courage to show for the ball. You can't shy away from it. You can't hide. You have to front up in a setup like this, and everyone is doing just that.
You make it sound so simple. Mateus. And here's Mbappe. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And it's McAllister. Knocks it into space. And this is Torres. And the ball's come loose here. Oh, that is asking for trouble. And this is Torres.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Traumeri. He's going for goal! Oh, it's hit the post! Well, there's the clearance. Great ball, and he's in here. Decent chance! It's there!
Look, there are always tactical adjustments for any coach to make at half-time, but when your star man gives you a critical lead just before the break, everyone will be paying extra attention. It really is the ideal tonic.
What a delicious... And there's the end of the first half. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff. Arsenal.
We are glad to inform you
on the evidence of what we've seen, they're worth their lead. There was genuine intensity and purpose behind what they brought to the game. I think they want a strong start just after the break, though, to force the issue that bit more.
Arsenal, the happier of the teams, heading in for half-time, 1-0 up. And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here.
Arsenal definitely want to carry on in a similar manner, although I would exercise some caution, Peter. You wouldn't want to leave yourself open in the early minutes trying to kill this off.
Arsenal come out this half somewhat altered.
Well, I think it's the perfect time to make a change.
Traumeri. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Now it's Pele. He's well positioned here. Tries to play it through. Real chance! And he hits the net. They have hauled themselves right back into it.
Well, you have to credit the desire there. These boys knew they were in a battle, and they did exactly what was needed to get back into it. That's going to make the boss just a little happy now.
That is so good, such sharp skills, and such a delicious finish.
That's what he lives for, Peter, not a lot more to add. Well, this is to be expected, Peter, when you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing. The outcome should all come down to finishing.
Arsenal perhaps wondering what the best time is for their next substitution. And here's Batistuta. That is good alertness. Bellingham. Chance here to counter. Chips it through. And no, that was never going to make it. Mateus. Iniesta. Looking to be a menace in the final third. Tries to pass it through. Takes a shot! Goal! Arsenal! And they're back in front. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
Arsenal take the lead. And it's Bellingham. Look at the space here. Can he finish? It's there! A two-goal lead, and they're firmly in control. It is a good finish. The odds were against him. Little matter.
Well, at one stage he was being body-checked, Peter, and then the next minute it's in the back of the net. That's wonderful striking.
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion.
Against Arsenal.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. We have already started here.
Fernando Torres is looking really fired up here, Peter.
He's been a favourite of yours for years, hasn't he?
Well, club biases aside, I don't think I've ever seen a striker who's so outstanding both inside and outside the box, and who routinely makes the spectacular seem ordinary.
And his numbers are a long, long way from ordinary. Oh, that's well spotted. Looking for options for movement. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Great defending, strong and determined. Well, he's not happy with that challenge, but the referee has let it go. And it's Inzaghi! A real chance and a real let-off.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back. Pretty robust defending.
Neither side yet able to force a breakthrough here. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. That is very well defended. Filippo Inzaghi, someone who can always claim to be the most immaculate finisher. And that's aimed into the middle. And he's taking no chances there. Oh, what has happened here? Zanetti delivers. He can get that clear. McAllister.
Barcelona, just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing to chase, and of course those in midfield have to be ready now to recycle.
And they have got just the right players for that. Maldini, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Looking to pass their way through. Oh, Stelly! Now, who's going to be first? Oh, he's been caught napping! And he's gone backward here. And that has been clubbed away. And it's Fernando Torres. Oh, that's wonderful alertness.
Fernando Torres really has the confidence and skill to be able to hold the ball up like that until support arrives a little sooner, and just maybe there he overdid it slightly and should have released it because the support was arriving quick.
Chance! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that. All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
Torres! Fair attempt, just the wrong outcome.
Well, he looks a little annoyed with himself, Peter, but he hit it well enough. Better look next time, maybe.
Griezmann, a player who needs no introduction. Back into the middle. And the half-time whistle goes. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. So there was the first half.
Arsenal really did turn up the tempo at the end of the half, and while they'll be disappointed not to have broken through, obviously, the chances will come, provided they can keep producing good spells. It's been a half with significantly more positives than negatives, I feel.
So they head in. Oh, what a mistake! He's got to be disappointed with that. Spread out to the left. McAllister gets into a good position. It's a mighty effort! Oh, surely that deserved a better outcome.
Yeah, that was really sharp. That kind of delivery can play havoc with defences.
Substitution.
Well, there is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change.
Well, he can certainly make his side a lot more unpredictable, Peter. You know, he has a very good eye for a pass, and a tricky one at that.
Bellingham. Fernando Torres is someone who's always looking to catch the eye with his trickery. Now that he shoots! It's bounced back off the post. 0-0 still. It's a game that needs a bit of life injected. Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Well, they've got it again. And a chance! This time, surely! And that is doing no harm at all.
I can't quite believe he's missed that, Peter.
Tchouameni gathers from the goal kick. Griezmann. Looking to play him in. Oh, good take in a good area. A deeply frustrating game so far. Certainly in terms of the scoreline, it remains 0-0. And this is Torres. And Torres! That is decidedly lacking.
I think that's just more proof that this team is very comfortable playing on the break. They're really swift.
Torres. Mbappe. Great ball, and he's had a shot! Really well taken goal. That could turn out to be a huge, huge goal.
What a time to take the lead. But now comes the dilemma of whether you want to hold on or go for it again and try and extend your advantage. That's always been the harder option, in my experience.
Substitution in
One
progress.
sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Arsenal are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Arsenal have fired themselves. Stoichkov! What about that from Hristo Stoichkov? A finish right from the top drawer. That is his ton, and does he not know it? And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
Yeah, tempted and teased the keeper into thinking he could get to it, but it just eased away to catch the inside of the post.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
So that's two now without reply.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
Maldini. Mateus, pass somewhat off target. Mbappe, given the lift of his goal.
Added minutes has been indicated.
Rummenigge. Passing is crisp and sharp. And this is Cruyff. Whistle's gone, and they've got themselves a free kick.
Well, it was deliberate, it was cynical, and you have to understand the frustration of being denied a clear opportunity, but it had to be done.
So a Barcelona free kick. So the perfect chance to get one back. Oh, nearly, but nearly is nothing.
That is a really good chance missed, Peter. Certainly the way he's been playing.
Bellingham, who does have an assist to his name. Mateus. And time is up. Arsenal can reflect on a job really well done. Superior. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the
Hello,
camaraderie.
everybody, and
The
welcome
fans
to
have pulled out
today's
all the
match.
stops to make this a monumental occasion. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. And that gets things running. Fabio Cannavaro, Jim. Some people credit him with making defending fashionable again.
I didn't know it had gone out of fashion, Peter, but yeah, his exploits certainly led to the guys at the back.
Decent chance! An uncompromising challenge. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. And here's Raul. Costa Curta. And here's Messi. And this is Raul. Goes for a shot! Oh, nice. Just not quite.
Oh, it looked like he tried to give it some extra whip.
Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Played out towards the right wing. He's had a shot! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure. The taker has to look for options because an aerial supply doesn't look promising here.
Absolutely, they're certainly not as big as those trying to stop them. Arsenal have the chance to go the other way. And this is De Bruyne. He might be in here. Oh, he's got a sight of goal. Well, now it's a race for the ball. Gattuso did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Oh, he's defended very well against those tricky feet. Arsenal are still to register a shot on target. As a matter of fact, a shot of any type. And that's very disappointing, it has to be said. Roberto Carlos. Barcelona are looking lively here. They're playing with more zest, more purpose.
They are, and it's all because of the movement we're seeing down the flanks, and I think they look as if they're going to cause some real problems to that opposing defence. Both flanks are working quite well now.
And he's there to make the challenge. Now, can they get it back? And here's Messi. Rijkaard.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
That's a nicely shaped ball. Here's found. Can he finish? And he has kicked it out somehow.
Filippo Inzaghi is offering a wry smile there. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
So that's going to be another corner. It's their second corner of the game. It's a good run down the right. Smashing delivery, just didn't do enough with it.
That definitely had the element of surprise to it. Clearly came in when no one was expecting it, and it was drilled.
Arsenal have their third corner. Oh, smashing header! Goal! Arsenal! He'll take that. Perhaps not the prettiest, but they all count.
Listen, he would have been advised to do that as a kid, and it's obviously etched in his mind now.
Arsenal are in front now, the game's only goal.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now...
Shoots! And yes, it's there! They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead in the blink of an eye. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
Things starting to look very comfortable. He's been taken down, and the referee has pointed at the spot. So a big chance now from 12 yards. Casillas looking to stare down to unsettle the taker. Calm as you like, and they're running away with it. Not a twitch, not a blink.
Well, I'm not sure what body language the keeper was trying to read, but it didn't work.
Arsenal find a position of real strength now. And no, that was never going to make it. And we hit half-time. Well, I don't think many people saw this coming ahead of kick-off.
It's an eye-catching scoreline, but it's a fair reflection on what we've just seen in this first half, Peter. Now they just need to make sure they retain their focus until the very end. No slip-ups.
Arsenal 3 goals to the good after a really excellent first half that's been intriguing to watch. Plenty of highlights to show you during the break.
Coming on the field.
And the game has already resumed here.
Number 9, Bellingham.
Shevchenko really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Now it's Neymar. And he's managed to get free. In towards the back stick. Zanetti tries to clear. Torres proving a very adept defender. It was a good tackle too.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days. All part of a forward's duty.
And the shots! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting! Over the hills and far away! No catching them now! No space, no problem. You just cannot stop him.
De Bruyne demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just...
He's having a go! Oh, impressive strike.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
Almost an hour gone. Arsenal perhaps contemplating their next change here. Costa Curta cuts it out. Messi. Barcelona are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
And here's De Bruyne. Now that looks a decent ball. Zanetti delivers. And that has been knocked clear. And a chance! Knocks it into space. Raul. That's a shade optimistic. Rijkaard. And it's De Bruyne. Pelé. 75 minutes played. Beckenbauer kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. And here's Shevchenko, and they win it back again. Now it's De Bruyne. And he's picked out the run. Mbappe! It's loose now, and they want to get it back. De Bruyne. And De Bruyne! Oh, he really got hold of that.
De Bruyne probably should have taken a breath and looked for runners. It helps to put your head up from time to time, Peter.
And that is out of play. Just 5 minutes remaining now. Will play through for the wide man.
Substitution for Arsenal. Number 15, Chouameni. Number 22, Fernando Torres. Coming on the field.
Pele.
Number 16.
Arsenal have really
Rodri.
been terrific at
Number
snuffing out the
20.
threat. Now,
Stoichkov. There's the shot! It's in! How many? Just how many? The gulf in class is vast.
absolutely no element of fluke either. Makes this even more worrying in some ways.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the
Hello,
camaraderie.
everybody, and welcome
The
to
fans have
today's
pulled out all
match.
the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So, it's away we go then.
Fernando Torres is looking really fired up here, Peter.
Well, he's been a favourite of yours for years, hasn't he?
Well, club biases aside, I don't think I've ever seen a striker who's so outstanding both inside and outside the box and who routinely makes the spectacular seem ordinary.
And his numbers are a long, long way from ordinary. Madrid with the corner, they're first. It's a mighty effort!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Xabi Alonso going full steam ahead down the left flank. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Now that's well seen too. Dani Olmo. Referee's given a throw. And here's Torres. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. And he's only too happy to take that back. Best. Now, can they get him away? Here comes the corner. It's their second corner of the game. There's the header! Same again, same outcome.
Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're upping the ante here. They'll get their reward if they can stick at this.
De Bruyne proves too strong. De Bruyne. Very nicely done. Cross from Cafu. That has been knocked clear. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. Arsenal have reclaimed it. And it's De Bruyne. Van de Ven. Arsenal still without a single shot on target. He's in space and looking for options. A header! Collar is flagged offside. Chooses to go cross-field.
That's a cracking pass to stretch the opposition.
Can he get on the end of this?
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as...
He rises! Smashing delivery, just didn't do enough with it.
I think we can expect a few more of those now. Better timing was all that was required.
Oh, there's a probing ball. Stood up well to him there. Chouameni. I'm not sure how the stats look in terms of expected goals, but nothing actual has materialised so far. Well, the idea was a good one. There's the shot! Big moment! Massive goal!
And for such a big name in your side to register very close to the break, not only creates a real buzz in your dressing room during the break, but dispirits the opposition too, and sets up a decent chance to go on and finish this game to their liking now.
Simplicity itself.
Way too good, Peter. Too quick, too smart for that defence, who were made to look at.
Torres! Off the post! And there's the end of the first half. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking. Arsenal
reminder today that smoking
I think
is
on the whole the team linked up very well and has been organised, hence their position. They can afford to be a little braver with the ball, I think, something they'll be told many times, I'm sure, during the interval.
Arsenal are in a pretty decent position after 45 minutes. 1-0 to the good. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half. Arsenal, a solitary goal. That has been the crucial difference. Looking to play him in. Nice control of facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing. Cafu did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. It's gone out for a throw-in. And that's definitely not his best. That's going to go a long way. Maldini is very much of the non-shell pass school of defending.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Well, that looks a decent ball. He's on it. Can he get away? Can he stop it going out? Oh, shooting chance! And yes, it's there! They have come roaring back!
Well, I always thought they had it in them, Peter. They upped the quality as needed, and once they got going, they were awfully hard to stop.
Oh, the deftness of touch. Received it decent chance!
That's just playing it safe and simple. Kohler really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Now there's a fine ball.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Madrid can breathe again, just.
You know, it was an intervention that had to be made. Serious trouble lay in store.
Chouameni with the slide tackle there. Rijkaard. Looking for the run. Oh, that pass isn't the best. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Substitution for Arsenal. Number 19, Filippo Inzaghi. Number 3, McAllister. Number 24, De Bruyne.
Don't you just
Number
love the level of
15,
intensity here?
Chouameni.
Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
Fernando Torres. Coming on the field, number 8, Mbappe. Number 9,
Best
Bellingham.
just eases him off the ball.
Number 7, Neymar. Number
And here's
16,
Batistuta.
Rodri.
And he's had it nicked
Number
away.
20, Stoichkov.
Well, that defending is
Substitution in
unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be.
Batistuta must have made the worst possible...
Oh, they could be caught out here. Stoichkov! That's another chance. Oh, it's in! And that may just do it. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, that's not the best attempt by the keeper, and he's just paid the ultimate price, hasn't he?
Minutes is number 8.
Well, it's an inspired substitution. Terrific move by the boss.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Kylian Mbappe.
Arsenal take the lead. Now it's just a question of holding on.
Well, the last moments now, Peter, are going to be very frantic. There's still time for a twist or two, yeah.
That's a little off target. Tries to pass it through.
Well, they shouldn't be dawdling at this stage. They need to...
And there goes the final whistle. Well, that was good. A terrific advertisement for attacking football. Both sides glad to trade blows, to set out... The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest.
Arsenal against Barcelona.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. Well, if you did just miss it, we are up and running already.
Giuseppe Bergami, certainly one of the fiercest opponents I've had the honour of facing.
Well, one of Italy's finest, and surely anyone's fiercest opponent. A master of everything defensive, Jim, and you, as you mentioned, faced him on the international stage.
Yeah, and his quiet and calm demeanour was the perfect disguise for that steely leadership. We knew we were in for a battle against him.
That's a shade optimistic. Oh, super ball! Ronaldinho. Now Mbappe. And he's there to make the challenge. Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Easy enough for the goalkeeper.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
And he's being shifted off it.
It's not the game we were hoping for, Peter. I think both of these...
And De Bruyne! Oh, that is very close.
That's a great effort. There was very little backlift to indicate what was coming.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? Makaleli. There were better options before the ball was lost. Easy to save from up here, I know.
Barcelona, just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing to chase. And of course, those in midfield have to be ready now to recycle.
And they have got just the right players for that. What a throw in. Cafu with the clearance. Looking to play him in. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Well, that looks a decent ball. And the shot! Goal! Barcelona! Barcelona are in front! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
So we have our breakthrough.
Well, that gives them the privilege to control the tempo of the game. It's up to them to manage it from here now.
Oh, good steal, he just read it. And this great chance! No mistake! They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead in the blink of an eye.
2 added minutes.
That is a super smooth goal, beautiful manoeuvring of the ball, and splendid authority in the finish.
Well, I think he knew all he had to do was get it under control, and it was always...
And the half-time whistle goes.
And a quick reminder today, everybody, to make sure to put any litter in the bins provided. Thank you for your cooperation.
Substitution for Arsenal. Number 19, Filippo Inzaghi.
And the second half gets underway.
McAllister.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
Now it's Mbappe. Oh, that's a key interception. Chouameni And they win it back again. And he's worked it through. Zanetti cuts out the pass. Arsenal do appear to have made a half-time change.
Well, I'm assuming that this is going to end up as a tactical change, Peter.
Ronaldinho. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. And the whistler's gone for a reckless challenge there. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card. He does seem to be in considerable discomfort. I do hope it's nothing serious.
Substitution for Arsenal, number 22.
So, time
Fernando
for changes
Torres.
on both sides,
Number
actually.
24, De Bruyne. Coming on the field,
Inzaghi.
number 20, Stoichkov. Number 7.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Pass is just off target. Arsenal do have options available on the bench if they want to go that way. Pass is short and sharp. And that has left him in a heap. Chouameni. And it's Stoichkov. Now it's Mbappe. Great defending, strong and determined. And the counter is on. Filippo Inzaghi. He's shifting through the gears here. And again. Relentless. Just relentless. And they are cruising away. He'll take that. Perhaps not the prettiest, but they all count.
That's really good anticipation too, Peter. Just instinctively knew where the ball would be and where he needed to put himself.
2 goals on the day, and he may not yet be done. 3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy. Looking for options for movement. And he's straight offside. Rijkaard does well to stand firm and defend it. Rummenigge. And this is Inzaghi. And that is a little undercooked. He's picked his way through. That's good defending, very good defending.
Well, this does not look promising, Peter. The least they can do is to give the crowd something to cheer about, but that might be difficult from here.
Oh, good ball! He's gone down, but the referee just tells him to get back up again. That's good running with the ball. Baresi gets over and intercepts. And it's Neymar. That's a lovely, neat pass.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Oh, well played, well sorted out. And that's that. Arsenal suffer a humiliating defeat, and if that weren't painful enough, there's all the analysis. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. We have already started here.
Well, Peter, I think we're in...
Oh, shooting chance! Well, now it's a race for the ball. McAllister has a shot! And that is doing no harm at all.
Well, it was going to take something a bit special from there, and that wasn't it.
And it's Fernando Torres. That pass has been well intercepted. Tries to pass it through. Son Heung-min. Looking for options for movement. And the cross comes in. Passing is crisp and sharp. Oh, easy pickings there. And this is Torres. Robertson. McAllister. Son Heung-min. Son Heung-min. So it is still 0-0. Strong challenge, that could leave a mark. Nothing wrong with that tackle, ball won cleanly. And it's Son Heung-min. Now who's going to be first to this? And he's in on goal! Bellingham gets flagged offside. Great defending, strong and determined. Now, can they get him away? It's Inzaghi! He is world-class! Pippo Inzaghi! A finish of true class! And that is stunning, just too hot to handle.
Yeah, you just don't save those, Peter. Too much power on, and the manager's absolutely loving this.
A 1-0 lead established.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
Arsenal look happy to sit back for the moment here.
Yeah, everything they're doing screams counter-attack, but it's a long counter-attack. When they win it back, they're not wasting any time. They're just trying to get the runners away as quickly as possible.
The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest.
Arsenal against Barcelona.
Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So off we go then. Longevity, loyalty, leadership, just a few of the words that spring to mind when you're watching the eternal Francesco Totti.
Yeah, he is truly unique, Peter. Easily one of Italy's greatest players, and some consider...
Rummenigge! It's in!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
That is lovely, finished with amazing expertise.
Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter, and while many might have just lashed out at it, he took his time and he put it where very few can.
Arsenal are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. And it's Griezmann. Knocks it into space. And this is Griezmann. Griezmann unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Aimed beyond the defence.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Stood up well to him there. That is a jarring tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. Cafu, and he's whipped it across. No question, this is the man you want to get onto the end of things. Griezmann to Guardiola. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Couldn't squeeze it through.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Tries to play it through. Well read, nice interception. Griezmann. Griezmann goes steaming forward. And a chance! Totti. Tchouaméni. And it's Belletti. Rijkaard. Great vision. Totti.
And again, they're pressing effectively.
Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. Challenged just a bit on the firm side. Neymar. Oh, that's a key interception. Guardiola. Griezmann. Neymar. And that's been won straight back. Now it's Inzaghi.
There will be 1 minute
Del
at a
Piero.
time.
That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. And that is going to be the final action of the first half. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs. Arsenal...
Please be reminded that drinking is
Well,
only
obviously
allowed in
things
the
are
areas
not
shown
good,
on this
Peter.
map.
It
Thank you very
seems the
much for your
team were just a bit
cooperation.
too busy playing within themselves,
Substitution
too
for
tentative.
Arsenal.
They have to improve
Number
and make it
22,
fast.
Fernando Torres.
So off we go once more.
Filippo Inzaghi.
Arsenal really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Mbappe.
And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
That's Guardiola. He has found the way through. Arsenal do appear to have made a half-time change.
Well, I think it's the perfect time to make a change. Well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much. I think he's got to be a little quicker in his distribution then and get others into the match.
Rijkaard Did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Quality ball. Del Piero. Good, strong midfield running here. He's picked his way through. And the shot! Oh, nice. Just not quite.
Oh, looked like he tried to give it some extra whip.
Looking for options for movement. Cristiano Ronaldo. And it's Griezmann. And this is Griezmann. Mbappe. Now it's Neymar. Barcelona are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And he was quick to react. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
He's gone for goal!
Substitution for Arsenal. Number 7, Neymar. Number 15, Chouameni. Number 8.
Oh, super ball!
Coming on the field, number 9.
Keep calm and
Bellingham.
carry on. That's the job in a
16,
nutshell now.
Rodri. Number 18, David Villa.
Now this could be a chance. He's tried one! Oh, the ball's run loose here. The final moments of a game that has been pretty compelling overall.
Yeah,
It's Pato! He should have put that one away.
well, the keeper spared a few blushes here. Going 2 down at this stage would have made it an awful long way back.
Barcelona with the corner. They're first. Bullish header! Fair attempt, just the wrong outcome.
Well, he looks a little annoyed with himself, Peter, but he hit it well enough. Better look next time, maybe.
Kimmich. And it's Kimmich. Looking to pass their way through. Pato! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Corner number 2 then.
Barcelona really wanted that 2-goal cushion, but it wasn't to be. Still, they should be able to see it out from here.
Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Quite a game, and one that was always on a knife edge until the very final whistle. No shortage of endeavour.